And I'm going to ask for welcome and announcements the Secretary of Buckhaven and Methil, Claire. And Claire, you will.
Good afternoon, Rotarians, friends, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Claire and I'm the incoming Secretary of the Buckhaven and Methil Club. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the first District 1010 virtual handover. So I'd like to start by thanking you all for making the long, arduous journey for today's handover from one room in your house to another room in your house. Your dedication to Rotary is so much appreciated. As per Rotary event traditions, it's my job to cover today's safety announcements. So there are no fire drills planned for today. Should a fire alarm sound during the handover, please check your kitchen as it's probably your lunch that's burning. Your emergency exits will generally be that way to your front door, that way to your back door. So on with the handover. But before I go, I'd like to leave you with 3 everyday phrases which have managed to hijack virtually every Rotary Zoom meeting so far. How many have you encountered? So at number 3, I'm going to try and screen share, so please bear with me. At number 2, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
And at number 1, you need to unmute yourself. Hearing these phrases is turned into a bit of a game in our house. So when on a meeting and we hear these words uttered, we have to put money in a jar. I think Alistair and I have around £300 at the moment. Oh, okay, so enjoy the rest of your afternoon and I'll now hand over to Christy. Thank you.
Christy, you're unmuted.
Perfect. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. For those who don't know me, my name is Christy and I'm the incoming President-elect of the Rotary Club Buckhaven and Methil. I cannot explain how much of a huge honour it is for me to sit here at our first virtual district handover and speak about my club and the incoming district governor. As many of you know, I'm not just talking about the district governor or Alistair. I have the honour of speaking about my dad. I have watched Alistair be a Rotary member throughout my childhood. I watched him as a club president in my teens, and then I watched him join and support the district team. And I'm now so proud to see him about to embark on this journey as district governor. We're also excited and so honoured to be able to say we have this year's DG in our club, the DG that made our club happen, the vision behind the club and what it would be. He took a leap of faith on a very eager bunch of people in the community who wanted to do good, and he pushed us to make it so much better than we ever expected. As the only existing Rotarian to be in the club when we chartered, we looked to Alistair for guidance on everything we'd done at the beginning. He never ever took control. He gave advice and he encouraged us to push on and achieve the goals we'd set for us and our community. This time 4 years ago, we were still a provisional club. We were still recruiting members to allow us to charter. We had so many ideas. The 2nd of September 2016, we celebrated our charter with a dinner and many, many drinks. So many that I don't remember much of it, to be honest. Now, I know you're probably sick about hearing about Buckhaven and Methil. As one of the newest clubs in the district, we have had quite a bit of airtime, I know. But the truth is, this club has changed me and many others. Rotary is no longer something we just go to on a Tuesday night. It's our life. We live and breathe the club and our Rotary values. Instead of going on about our projects and achievements, I'm going to talk about the top 5 things that were important to our club when we chartered and what continues to drive us. Our club's different. It was designed to allow anyone with a passion to help to join. We made it affordable, flexible, adaptable, diverse, progressive and community focused. Our meetings are very informal. They take place in a community hall and we have tea, coffee, juice, selection of cakes and biscuits. We have a casual dress policy, and yes, that does mean that you can come along in your pyjamas if you want to. There's no obligation to get dressed up. Alistair certainly doesn't, so please don't expect that if you ever join us. We have members who bring their kids. We have members that only make meetings every 2 weeks, some every 4, but it's about the time they put in outside the meetings that really count. We believe that a big passion to help is more important than a big full wallet. We made our club affordable to be part of so that members who want to do good in their community and the wider world are not excluded because of their bank balance. We found that this in particular helped with recruiting younger members into the club, and that's the future of Rotary. We're diverse, we have women, we have disabled members, we have gay members, we have employed members, we have unemployed members. The thing is, they all want to do good, and they do. We change and we progress with the times. We adapt to what's going on around us in our community and further afield to ensure that we're doing things that are needed. Our year plans are never set in stone, because if something becomes apparent halfway through the year, we try our best to make the link and adapt to the plans to support with what we need. And lastly, we're incredibly community focused. For the first 3 years, we were only community focused. We looked at ways that we could make a difference in our area, and we went with it. Being present in our community was priority for us. All money we raised in the community will stay in the community. That's been key to our success. There are so many more things that are important to us, but the truth is, our club wouldn't be our club without Alistair. He has been our backbone for the last 4 years, and he's going to be the driving force of the district for the next year. He's such an inspiration to me and many others, and I'm incredibly proud not to only be working alongside him on the district team, but to also be his daughter. He's taught me all I know in life, and I'll forever look up to him and be so proud of his achievements. Now, when I was young, there was a well-known rap song which many of you may already know, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Well, he made justice on me for this, but I've recorded my own version for you all, The Fresh DG of 1010. Sorry, Dad, I do apologise in advance.
The sound's not coming through, Christy.
Oh, okay. Well, let me try that again.
When you share,
Sorry.
when you share screen, share sound as well.
Yep, I forgot to do that, Ken. Sorry. Try that again now.
Now, Christy.
Oh, I know. I know. Trying to put it off, Hannah. That's what it is.
Well, this is a story all about how we have our district governor in our club now. If you'd like to take a moment, just sit right there. I'll tell you how he's going to take over from Alistair McNair. In the Broome and Leven, born and raised, that's where our district governor spent most of his days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. But then he married Claire in 1992, had a couple of kids who were up to no good, then started to fix computers in the neighbourhood, joined a local Rotary club almost 15 years ago, and now he's leading the district after a week in San Diego.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
You're muted, Christy.
Yes, I've realised on the back of that I have much more guts than I thought, so I'm here all year for any private bookings if anyone wants any. Now I'm going to pass on to our incoming president and my best friend Alana Brown to introduce the outgoing district governor, Alistair McNair.
Right, so well, good afternoon everybody. I hope you're all well. My name is Alana and I'm the incoming president of the Rotary Club of Buckhaven and Bethel. So a year ago right now, Portlethen member Alistair McNair embarked on a journey he'll probably never forget. He took on the role of district governor for the year 2019 to 2020, and what a year it's been. Although we've all been living through a global pandemic, Alistair has still managed to do a fantastic job at leading the district. Despite these very challenging times, Alistair has remained optimistic and open-minded, which has been important to us all. We have all come together as one big team, and that's what Rotary is all about. We have achieved so much together, and we must thank Alistair for that. So without further ado, I'm going to actually pass you on to the man himself, Alistair McNair.
Well done.
My lovely assistant just unmuted me. Hopefully that's the last time somebody says to me, "You're unmuted, Alistair." Anyway, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and ourselves. These were the words which I kept saying at the club leadership seminars in the spring of 2019, until I became your district governor last July and beyond. Most of you will know it's the Rotary International Vision Statement, which seems even more relevant in these uncertain times. I told the past DGs a few days after becoming district governor that I was determined to implement the new strategic plan to increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt and to hopefully grow Rotary. Together with my very capable district support team, I encouraged clubs to embrace the vision statement, to continue giving service above self in both their own communities and abroad, and to report that on Rotary Club Central and in their local and social media. We would show that Rotarians are truly people of action. I also said that Anne and I would not visit our 88 clubs in a rota, but would attend multi-club or other special occasions when asked. I know there has been some mild criticism prior to the coronavirus pandemic. Clubs missed seeing their DG, and next year's team hope to increase the number of visits. We actually went to 15 club occasions over the past year, including the Happy Afternoon Tea in Methley, welcoming Ithen Valley Rotary to the fold, and Old Meldrum's 20th charter dinner at Haddow House, both in rural Aberdeenshire, and an excellent Burn supper hosted by the Moneyfaith and Broughty Ferry clubs in the Dundee area. Unfortunately, I have so far been unable to join celebrations for Forth Bridges Rotary as we reached the 90 mark once again. Other events originally in the diary for the past quarter were cancelled or postponed until 2021. Hopefully we'll be able to attend if the new DG lets us. The conference season went well in October, and who will ever forget the presentation from Polio Ambassador Colin Powell as we enjoyed Rotary for You. A standing ovation at conference, amazing. Anne and I also went to the 12:30 conference in Clydebank and 10:20s in Aviemore. Thanks Jimmy and Joe for your invitation. We all had a ball. There were other enjoyable occasions such as Murray Rotaract's Christmas Carol service in Elgin, the SCVO gathering and the Scottish Schools Athletic Indoor Championships, both held in Glasgow in February. We were once again able to provide joint sponsorship along with our other Scottish Rotary friends in these districts. Then there was the regional finals of Young Chef, Young Musician, Youth Speaks, all held at the beginning of March. Then lockdown. What could we do in Rotary if we could not meet and talk and eat a meal? What would happen of Rotary? Well, we found Zoom. The continuity group had been using Zoom for a few years. We had to arrange the discussion at short notice, but instead of a face-to-face meeting, surely not. Then the DG team came up with a plan. We knew that our more active clubs wanted to continue service to and within their communities. Could we help them? Oh yes, we could, and use some of the accumulated surplus. We issued a challenge in the first edition of Lockdown News, and I quote, "Cash for clubs. Apply now for help with club costs and COVID-19 associated charity donations. Please apply for help with a Zoom license and for up to £500 per club for charity giving." Oh, how clubs apply. Over 50 did. So initially we had to cap the charitable giving award to £250 per club. Happily, since then, we have been able to use the Rotary Foundation Emergency COVID grant of $25,000 applied for by our foundation team and paid the balances. Looking through the requests we received, we're amazed at the amount of good work that was being done by Rotarians. From support to food banks, help with making of personal protection equipment, and help to local hospitals.
Yeah.
And just to mention a few. We are a vibrant district and we should congratulate ourselves on our achievements and remember to record these achievements on Rotary Club Central. There is still time for this year. Still 2 days to go. So club presidents and executive secretaries, please go on and add what you've done this year. You are all proud people. Just share it with others. The District Assembly was run online with over 240 attending the general session, and subsequently 6 breakout sessions were held, with an average of 60 in attendance at each section. Since then, we've had the weekly forum meetings run by 10, often attended by over 50 members, now on a Monday evening. We're attracting more members who want to discuss Rotary business and seek ideas from fellow Rotarians. Clubs are holding their own Zoom meetings regularly online and achieving higher attendances. I would like to thank the district support team for their diligence during the past year, their forbearance of my tantrums, and the way they have come up with solutions and advice when we were faced with apparently insurmountable odds. Committee chairs have kept us all informed, assistant governors have liaised with clubs, and the continuity team have offered wise counsel. Someone else has put up with my tantrums and the ever-supportive wife, Anne. Together today, we are celebrating our 47th wedding anniversary. We have ordered an evening meal to carry out from a local supplier, so the pandemic is saving a few bob. So it's a much changed Rotary organisation than we envisaged 1 year ago. However, I believe we have succeeded in reaching many of the goals set then, despite our setback. Some say we have moved forward 10 years in as many weeks. Many of us have been able to tune into the Rotary Virtual Convention, originally scheduled in Honolulu, and enjoyed listening to and watching great speakers from across the world. Is this the new Rotary? However, many members of Rotary have said they are looking forward to the Rotary turning to normal. However, what is normal? What is going to be the new normal? Well, I think it could be a mixture of face-to-face and Zoom meetings. Hopefully we'll continue to provide service to many and so to attract new members and retain them, which is even more important. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Alistair. I now pass on to Alistair Robb, DGE, for not much longer.
Thank you very much, Ken. I just had a quick flick through the screens there, and it looks like I'm the only person that's bothered putting a tie on today, so that's fine. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for coming along today to this first online Zoom district handover.
Trying to get in the screen at the same.
I'd like to start by thanking outgoing District Governor Alistair McNair for his words of wisdom there, but especially for the work he's done over the last year. What started off as a fairly straightforward year turned out to be an incredibly testing and stressful one in the space of just a few weeks in March. And I'd like to congratulate him on the calm and measured leadership he's shown during what became a kind of time of crisis for us. But more importantly, for me anyway, has been the constant support and advice that he's provided to both Claire and I throughout my year as DGE. He and Anne have always been there with tips and hints on how to get through what has been a very busy and demanding year. So, from Claire and I, can I thank both of you for your time, but especially your friendship, and we hope it will continue for many years to come. I also have to mention the huge amount of help and advice I've received and continue to receive from our District Treasurer, Ewan, and our District Secretary, Alistair Farquhar. As many of you will know, Alistair Farquhar has been unwell recently, And on behalf of us all, I wish him a speedy and complete recovery. So, talking about support and advice made me think of a phrase which many of you will have heard. That phrase is standing on the shoulders of giants, and that's exactly how I feel right now. I've been a Rotarian for 14 years, and I've had the pleasure of hearing from and working with many DGs over that time. Some are excellent communicators, great speakers who inspired me, and others who were just forensically precise with a great grasp of the workings of our district. Other ones were just great characters who were instantly likeable, but all of them have one thing in common. Almost without exception, every single one has taken the time to speak to me. Not to tell me how to do things, and not to tell me how they did it, but just to say, I'm here if you need me. I'm here if you want to call and just let off steam or talk through a problem. And that's one thing I'll never forget. So in addition to thanking our outgoing DG Alistair, I have to thank the giants whose shoulders I'm standing on, the past district governors, and I hope I can do the job as well as all of you have done in the past. On to the future of District 1010. Actions speak louder than words, and we in 1010 have certainly lived up to that saying. If I had to sum up what I've seen in the last few months, I would put it into one sentence. Rotary will not be beaten by the coronavirus. Rotary will not be beaten by the coronavirus. We have fantastic clubs in our district, and almost every club has risen to the challenges we faced, shown their communities that we are people of action. Clubs have taken what could have been a disaster and turned it into an opportunity to re-engage and activate their members, an opportunity to do Rotary differently, an opportunity to reassess how their clubs operate, an opportunity to show club members and the public the real value of Rotary, an opportunity to focus on some huge issues right here on our own doorsteps, and an opportunity to show their communities what Rotary really is. And that last part is the one that I find most important. Rotary at the heart of communities was to be my tagline for this year's conference. My aim, simply to encourage clubs to see the work that they do in their own cities, towns and villages. My challenge was to see every club engage in some new project, right on their own patch, right on their doorstep, and to dare clubs to have the courage to go out and ask people what it was they needed and to deliver that in some way, to begin a project really that addresses a fundamental need. Rotary has the power to change lives. We've seen that many times. And to many of us, making a small donation of food or of clothing or money may seem trivial. But that small kindness will mean the world to a child or a family who feel lost and beaten by the system. It can give a person hope that there are people out there who care in a world that feels like it's beaten them. Those people are Rotarians. The current crisis has really taken away the need for this pep talk. But has it? Once it's all over, will clubs just go back to the old ways? I hope not completely. So my challenge now has changed from one of encouraging clubs to start a community project to a challenge for clubs to continue to serve their communities even after the pandemic is over. Clubs should be determined to look for ways of continuing to support the areas in which they operate. Clubs should be determined to take note of what they've learned in the last few months about the needs of the people around them and act on that. And clubs should be determined to improve and refine how they operate on a week-to-week basis. Only being seen giving service in our communities will the people in those communities want to join us. Now, don't think I'm saying for 1 minute that we should meet on Zoom forever. Oh no, I miss my face-to-face meetings just as much as most of you will, and Zoom will never replace that. However, think about the opportunities offered by Zoom to have speakers from all over the world at your club meetings. The opportunity to hold club council meetings on a cold Monday evening in December without taking your slippers off or getting away from the fire. The opportunities for members who are elderly or ill or working away from home, or who just have to stay at home and look after the kids that evening, to still feel connected to your club. Let's take what we've learned from this time and make it work to make Rotary a better experience for everyone. Well, it's okay for me sitting here telling clubs what I would hopefully like them to do. But what about District? What are District going to do? This is an exciting time to be in the District team. Over the next year, the DG team, assisted by the Executive, will undertake a complete review of many of the aspects of how we operate. We want to make District relevant for today's Rotary. We'll look at the District positions and ask if they're still necessary or could be recombined into another job. We'll look at creating new positions within the team to better reflect the needs of clubs and to address the changes that are being forced on us. District meetings are not like club meetings. They're not really the semi-social events, but they exist so that District officers can discuss issues and take decisions. There's no need for a journey of 80 or 90 miles plus a day of work to do this. District meetings, where it's constitutional, will continue to take place on Zoom, even after the pandemic is over. Being able to schedule meetings by Zoom for evenings or weekends will also allow younger working Rotarians to join the team without the demands on time that we've had in the past. This year's training events have been a real mix. We started with the first and very successful CLS to be held in the evening in Inverness. And this was followed by a traditional Saturday event in Portlethen. And finally, a hugely successful Zoom CLS to replace the cancelled Perth training. Now, admittedly, we will need to spend time on refining the content and the means of delivery. And that will be a big job for any new learning and development chair when they come on board. But the success of the final Zoom CLS gives us huge hope that this will be an effective way of delivering our training going forward. We then held the District Assembly online. Over 260 people joined us on Zoom for the Saturday plenary sessions. The ability to do this via Zoom allowed us to invite excellent speakers from all over the UK and from Australia too. We then followed this with 6 breakout sessions held on individual days. Again, over 360 people joined these meetings at various times, with one session having to close its doors as it has reached its Zoom capacity of 100 attendees. A remarkable result which far exceeds my expectations and exceeds any numbers we've had for physical meetings in the last few years. Looking forward, we had planned another round of autumn training seminars for this year. And in the past, these have dealt with compliance subjects and membership and public image. This year, through use of Zoom, we'll be able to include many more topics and reach many, many more people than we have in either of these last 2 years. So, what do all these things have in common? Well, the one main thing is the cost savings. The cost savings which District has made through not having one of the CLSs, the Assembly, a District Support Team meeting, a Continuity Group meeting, and various other team meetings have been huge. These savings, in part, allowed us to make the £15,000 available to clubs as COVID grants earlier last month, as Alistair McNair spoke about. And the projected savings going forward have allowed District 1010 to confidently cancel subscriptions this year, knowing that with the District reserves and the savings that we'll make, we should still get to the end of the year in a comfortable financial position, while still delivering a top-class service and an increased range of training to all club members. I call that a win-win situation. So, my goals as District Governor? Well, obviously to make full use of the technology that's available, to improve our communication with clubs and our support for clubs, to cut costs at District level, and to offer better support and training to clubs and expand our reach to include younger working Rotarians. And to do all of this whilst retaining the fun and fellowship of our clubs and District events that we all enjoy and hope for, including a fantastic District conference when we can all get together again and celebrate Rotary at the heart of your community. I hope a year from now to be able to report that we've been successful in achieving all of these goals. But the main thing is that I ask that you all support me and the fantastic district team that I have in our efforts to better support all of you. Thank you.
Alistair, before you move on to the next bit, can I pass back to Alistair McNair, please?
Certainly.
Thanks, Ken. I realised we hadn't had the virtual handover before Alistair Rob came in. So I was going to say nice things about Alistair, but he said them all about himself, and so did his daughter. So over the past 30 months, he's grown into the task he's taking on. And I wish him and all his team the best as Rotary opens opportunities. Now, I know we're not doing a proper handover, and I know the chain is not the thing, but I hold that in front of me. That is the little chain. That is the one, if you ever have to wear one. Oh, here's the boss. You're coming in.
I'm turning it round so it like shines on the ribbon.
Right. That's the little one. It will be delivered to Methil when we get a chance, along with the muckle, big, heavy chain that all these wonderful past district governors have worn with pride. It has to go into Jameson and Carey, and then be put on a thing, and then be put back in the box and handed over a year from now to Heather.
Alistair, you've got a hard act to follow with all these folk on here. I'm sure you'll enjoy looking at it once I manage to get it to you. There you go.
Thank you. And there's one more little thing, which is a big thing in itself.
And Claire, this is the partners duo. Now, Heather, I'm not quite sure what you're going to do next year, but this is the partners duo. It has been found. It was made out of a Rotary badge a few years ago, and it went missing. So this is yours, and we'll try and get that to you as well as soon as possible. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alistair. And I'll pass it back to Alistair Rob.
Thank you very much, Ken. At this point, it would be kind of traditional, having had the chain passed over to me, to then present the various chains of office to our district team. Obviously, that won't be possible. But what I've decided to do instead is to do a quick roll call of the team. I thought that would be much better. So let me introduce the team for 2020-2021. Firstly, our District Governor-elect, Heather Stewart.
Hi everybody, great to be here. Well done, Alistair, that was fantastic.
Thank you. Our District Governor nominee, Ken McLennan.
Thanks, Alistair, and well done.
District Treasurer, Ewan Hatchwell.
Hi, great speech, Alistair, thank you.
Thank you. District Secretary, Alistair Farker, who obviously can't be with us today with illness. Our Area 1 AG is Sue Long.
Good afternoon, everyone. Looking forward to working with the district team, but also supporting all of you in Area 1.
Our Area 2 AG, Carol Stewart.
Hi everybody, looking forward to speaking to you all sometime soon and working with you, Alistair. Thank you.
Area 3 AG, Jim Hutter.
Hello everyone, and great stuff, Alistair. Look forward to it.
Area 4 AG, Alistair Walker.
Welcome and congratulations on your promotion to District Governor. Be assured of my complete support over the course of this coming year. I wish you well, and we're all here to help you. Thank you, Alistair.
Thank you. Area 5 currently is vacant. Area 6 Assistant Governor is Ronald Barry.
Hi, thank you, Alistair. Great speech and very inspiring. Look forward to the coming year and being part of the district team.
Thanks, Ronald. The Area 7 AG, Sandy Farquharson. Sandy on today? Maybe not. If the golf course is open, he'll probably be there.
He's not on.
No. And Area 8 AG is currently vacant as well. thank you to all of the team for next year. I'm really thoroughly looking forward to working with you all and supporting you all. That, ladies and gentlemen, kind of brings me nearly to the end of what I have to say today. As is traditional at this time, I'd now like to ask our incoming District Governor-elect, Heather Stewart, to give a vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thanks, Alistair. Really inspiring speech. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the chat yet, but you know, really positive feedback as you would expect, which is amazing. Nice to see everybody being supportive. So, good afternoon, everybody, fellow Rotarians. Just a brief note of thanks for me, given everyone's time and the challenges of being on Zoom, which I think have been pretty well covered up today. I think today has been a real celebration of all that is good about Rotary, but perhaps all that is good about Rotary to come as well, which is great. A real testament, I think, to the passion and commitment that we've all got as individual Rotarians and that clubs have, and it's fantastic to see such great attendance as well, which I think is evidence of that. As ever, these events do not happen by themselves, even when they're in the land of Zoom. Particularly these days. So I'd like to thank Ken McLennan for keeping us right about all things Zoom related, and for the toast he is about to give, no pressure. And I mean, I think a special mention has got to go to all club members in Buckhaven and Methil for supporting Alistair, Rob DG Alistair, but particularly to Claire, to Alana, and what can I say, Christy? I mean, that dad rap could be just, you know, it could be a massive hit. You know, get it out there. You never know. Donations to foundation for listening to it was what I was thinking as well. And of course, a big thank you to DG Alistair McNair and to Anne for all that he and all that they have done during his year as DG. As he said himself, nobody could have predicted the events that would impact the latter part of that year. Which did include, which I noticed he didn't mention, but I know was really difficult, Alistair and Anne themselves being stranded abroad for a period of time. So thank you for all that you've done to lead the district 10-10 during this unprecedented and challenging year. And thanks to our incoming DG Alistair. Rob, I'm not sure I need to do as much of that now, because I think that's the great thing about chat on Zoom. Alistair has been really proactive in reflecting the challenging circumstances that we find ourselves in, with many innovations introduced, including the Rotary Forum. And I think he has demonstrated huge adaptability, huge vision and fantastic leadership as he takes on the mantle from outgoing DG Alistair McNair. So massive thank you to him, and I wish you and Claire and your club and all of us the very best for your year ahead. So thanks also to all the district team who've been involved in supporting district during the previous year and have committed to be a part of the district team for the coming year. And last but not least, thanks to all of you for coming along today to join in this unique district handover at so many levels. I had very much been looking forward to a celebration to mark the handover at East End Park, as I'm sure we all had been the same, and clearly that wasn't possible. But thanks for joining the call, and thanks for all that you and your club are doing to stay relevant in these times. We're all here for one reason, and that's what draws us all together. Every time I watch TV or pick up a newspaper or look at social media just now, we'll all be the same. It becomes more important than ever, I think, our purpose as Rotarians, particularly given what's going on in the world. And sometimes it's that lack of kindness that can be there as tensions increase. So I'll leave you with one thought about Rotary, which was as true in 1941 at the Rotary Convention in Denver, Colorado, in Tom Davis's inaugural address as it is today. Rotary was born in a time of peace, but its programme of service is even more necessary in a period of world conflict. We are as relevant now as we have ever been. It's our job now to make sure that everybody understands that and knows what we can contribute and what we actually deliver. We're clearly in a period of huge upheaval and ongoing conflict of a different but equally challenging sort. So as DJ Alistair Robb says, Rotary will not be beaten by the COVID challenge. Thanks again for everyone for joining for the district handover today.
Thank you, Heather. And of course, thank you to Heather that she didn't thank herself So it falls on me to do the toast to Rotary, but before I do, everything I've heard here today reinforces what's written on the district chain. This is district number 1. Although it says 1010, it does say we are district number 1. And everything I've heard today demonstrates that fact. So thank you. Have a safe journey home to your living rooms. And the toast, given where we are today, is health, peace, and Rotary the world over.
Health, peace, and Rotary the world over.
Health, peace, and Rotary the world over.
Thank you, everyone.